Hello and welcome to Genty Music News video number 2. Luckily, for this video I got a new webcam, so now we will have better sound and better video quality. Today I'll be reviewing Star Monarchy Volume 1 and Outrun the Sunlight's The Return of Inertia, the Vocalist Edition. Now, usually I don't say this, but there are some bands that are actually better without vocalists, and Outrun the Sunlight is definitely one of them. The only song I actually enjoyed off the album was the new version of Quark, which they had released previously, with Alexandra. Now, maybe if Outrun the Sunlight actually found better vocalists, I'd enjoy the album a lot more, but most of the vocalists that were actually added onto this album were somewhat mediocre. I'd say something that you'd find usually at a, local Battle of the Bands sort of thing. Overall, it's definitely one of the most disappointing albums of the year, I'd say. Definitely not one of my favorites. I mean, if you guys like it, then obviously, that's your opinion, but I definitely did not like the album. Now, for Star Monarchy, there's a lot of things I can say about this band. And one thing that's definitely for sure is that, I wouldn't really call it a band per se. Usually with a band, you have a set bass guitarist, you have your guitarist, you have your drummer, and you have your vocalist. Now with Star Monarchy, they kind of went all over the place. I'd call it more of a supergroup than a band, considering that most of the members in the band itself are actually members of other progressive and gent bands. Now, me saying that they're not an actual band is not a bad thing, because I really did enjoy this album. It's definitely one of my favorites of the year. And the reason I like it is that it mixes many different styles of gent and progressive and mashes them all into one album almost flawlessly. Some of my favorite vocalists are featured on this album, mainly being Daniel Tompkins from Tesseract and Sky Harbor, and also Speed from Soilwork. This album mixes so many different styles that you could literally go from one track in the album to the next track and be in two completely different genres. Now, if you were to specifically ask me what this album is like, I couldn't tell you one way or the other. It's really whatever you want it to be. Kinda sounds familiar, doesn't it? Just the fact that they got so many different artists from so many different bands to work together almost flawlessly is just amazing in my opinion. And I've probably listened to this album about maybe 30 to 40 times already since its release. If you can find it, buy it. End of story. 9 out of 10. There's your review. Go find it, download it, buy it, whatever you gotta do, just get it. Alright? Now let's move on to something a little bit, off topic here. If any of you know the band Kamelot, then you'd know that they just recently got a new singer. But what many of you don't know is that they've been playing one of the singles from their new album coming out later this year. The song is very good in my opinion, definitely not what I expected from Tommy Karavik. Now, just like in the last video, I'd like to give a quick shout out to one of my favorite bands. This band is a recent favorite of mine. They're called Shattered Skies. They've only had a few songs released, including a cover of The Final Countdown, which is actually pretty amazing, not gonna lie. And if you haven't heard of them, definitely look them up. And that's all we have for today, so thanks for watching. My name is Loco, and you've been watching Genty Music News.